Tre, obviously a season high. Just what got you going and what kept you going throughout that game, especially offensively and on Tanjay?
Yeah, really it was Bam's kick to me for the three. Honestly, that kind of got me going early. But I feel like we did a great job of, playing to our next actions and kind of being, unselfish early. And I feel like that's kind of hard for any team to guard like that when you have such, valuable interchangeable pieces like that. So just getting, little plays like that, getting a touch early like that, and offensive rebounds, just finding my way to just get active within the game with such great players we have. So it was a long night.
Really, for both of you, what was kind of the plan for Tanji coming into this? Seems like you were able to keep him off balance and box him in quite a bit.
One of the coach's biggest things, with these really talented dudes that come into these games, to, cut their water off. For us, that's kind of our mentality on the court. That's just the main thing for us to try to, stop the guys that on the opposing teams are kind of their best players. I feel like we've taken me and T-Dell especially been taking that to heart and with pride, and we're doing a great job of that so far.
Kylan, what did the lift from Tre mean for you guys tonight?
Say that one more time.
What did the lift from Tre that you got mean for you guys tonight?
I mean, it means everything. He was for sure the reason why we were able to maintain our lead. When he plays at such an elite level like that, everybody just feels it on the court. He's a great leader for us. Been trying to grow with him, even especially like you said earlier, with our chemistry, trying to get him active and stuff like that. And then he makes his own way throughout the game with just all the hustle plays that he makes.
Tre, what makes Kylan such a good front row? What makes Kylan such a good on-ball defender, and then what do you see from him on that side?
I'll say his IQ, his intelligence. He kind of picks up on habits, and he good at anticipating, and he's a stronger guard, so it's kind of hard for guards to just kind of get past him without having to use their strength too. And with our backline of help that we have, I feel like we can play more aggressive up top as guards. So it's just a good all-around team mindset.
You're so kind.
Kylan, you were able to get your hands on a lot of balls when Tanjay was in the paint. Was that something you saw in film and the scout, or was that something just natural you do?
I mean, I take a lot of time when these good guards are coming and watch film and like even teach us little habits that they have. He's great at drawing fouls, so my biggest thing was just to stay my hands wide. And then the times where he likes to pump fake and stuff, that's when I know I can just reach down and swipe the ball. I feel like I've been good, active hands, stuff like that, getting steals and easy ways like that.
Kylan, you've played obviously with some really talented guards before. Where are you guys at with you and KJ just in playing with each other, playing off each other? Where are you guys at in that process? Because it feels like it's going to a different level.
I mean, me and him are playing at elite level right now. We're just trying to find each other and get each other open shots. He's absolutely dominating every game, and it's insane. I love what he's doing right now. I'm so happy for him. But it's his energy and his his IQ, his efficiency. It helps all of us, and then we always can find little spots because he's such a great passer, and we can always get him open shots, and he always finding us for sure.
There were some frustrations early in the second half, but what do you guys think about the State Farm Center crowd getting all riled up?
They were insane tonight. They definitely came to show up. It was great to see the crush when they're all loud, especially after that little stretch when they were calling those calls. We couldn't even hear each other on the court. They were. We love their energy, and we always feed off that for sure.
I guess maybe for both of you, I mean, there's still 18 more Big Ten games. So how important was it maybe to get at least back to 500, get a home win against Wisconsin?
Definitely always good to get a win at home, especially against a great team like Wisconsin. So I feel like it was just a good way to get that gravy back rolling for us, for sure.
Tre, 4 offensive rebounds for you. How much of a focus was that after Northwestern when Coach Underwood was saying that was one of the reasons why you guys lost that game?
Yeah, I try to hold my hat on that, just trying to give our team extra possessions. We're so talented all around, so if I could just get my hand on there and give it to, give us an extra possession, that's probably an extra point for us. So just trying to find ways to affect winning within our team, and definitely executed that tonight.
Question for both of you guys. You guys have both started a lot of games in your career. Just could you talk to us about just some of the things you talked to the younger guys about heading into this matchup?
I'm always staying confident. That's one of the biggest things, how talented we are. These dudes are really, really good. They put a lot of work in. So whenever, if it's a bad night or something, just always staying aggressive and always being confident. On the defensive end, communication has probably been our biggest thing so far. We need to just learn how to just be even louder, talk more. When you get in those games and you're going against a team and they hear you, all 5 of you connected, that will put fear into any team. So if we work on that on the defensive end, we'll be even better.
Most definitely.
Trey, what's been your kind of approach over the last 10 or so days? Is maybe some of the minutes have been a little up and down? Like, how have you kind of approached this stretch here?
For me, it's just all about staying ready till my name is called. We have such a valuable team, such a super deep team. So just staying ready, put my reps in every day, and just like I said, trying to hold my hat on making winning plays. So when my name is called, I'll still be ready in that same mindset.
Trey, it seems like we hear from coaches all the time that like offensive rebounds are effort and energy and all those things. But is there anything technical that you're going into a game like that with maybe either footwork or your eyes, something that you see that you can get to an extra ball or two?
Yeah, most definitely. And just over the summer, building my relationship with these guys, I kind of know where their shots are going to go, where it comes from. And we drill it every day as a team. So it's kind of just a little bit of reps, skill, and just, natural ability too.
You maybe alluded to it earlier, Trey, like some of those energy plays, those effort plays. Like, what is it about those that gets you going a little bit, and how can that set a tone for later in the game?
For me, I don't know. It's just I feel like that's how I impact winning, just doing, a bunch of different things to hold us together. So if I can get us an extra 3 possessions that can win the game for us, why not, So.
Kylan, you guys have obviously played some great opponents, but you got number 1 coming into town. What's this opportunity mean for you guys, especially at home?
I mean, for us, it would be huge. They've solidified themselves as the number 1 team. I think we match up really well against them. They have great talent. It would be a really good test for us, especially at home. We're coming in the game with the same mindset that we always do. Just try to play harder than an opponent. So this week I'll watch a lot of film, get prepared, and I feel we'll be ready for the game.
Kylan, was there an emphasis tonight on getting some help defense at the rim? Seems like, and can you apply more ball pressure when Tomislav does come back for the backdoor help?
I mean, for sure. I mean, that's one of our biggest things. Like even T-Dub said earlier, us being aggressive and on the 3-point line, because we know we have our help back there and the back cuts or getting rejected, stuff like that. We got footers back there to help us. We rep that every day. Coach Hammer makes sure to instill that. Us being aggressive at the top because we know we have to help the back line.
Thank you.
Typical Big Ten basketball game. 2 really, really good teams. I have so much respect for Greg. They have played an unbelievable schedule. They've beaten a lot of people, it was about what I thought it would be. Hats off to the 2 guys that were just here, and Kasparas. Those 3 defensively, I thought were excellent. We look at what they did offensively, but defensively they were very good. I thought that our staff did a good job. Zach Hamer was terrific, I think, in a game plan. It was, I know it's easy to, everybody's, talking about Ben and this or that. Ben's been our highest graded defender because you guys have no idea what we're trying to do. And he's been our highest graded defender in 6 of our first 7 games. He does a great job there. He missed a couple looks that he normally makes. But I thought the job that those 3 did, forcing tough shots, taking, keeping them off the line. I think our size impacted that a little bit, and maybe not. But and then I thought that the whole key to the game was the first half offensive rebounding. We didn't shoot it any good. We were 6 of 20, and I think our offensive rebound total was 1 shy of their total rebounds in the first half. I could be mistaken on that, so somebody check that for me. But Tre White led us in that area, and I thought made some incredible hustle plays. But then KJ was just KJ. So he does everything pretty well. So nice night, nice win.
Brad, you've had league guards who are really talented, take some time to adjust to each other, figure each other out, how they play off each other. Where do you think Kasparas and Kylan are together in that process?
Ahead of where I thought, to be very honest, and especially defensively. we knew Bam was a really, really good defender. That was our, to be honest, I mean, it was the driving force in terms of wanting him out of high school and wanting him in the portal. We knew how good he was defensively. He's just a terrific athlete with terrific strength. Kasparas, I wasn't that sure about, and even though we'd watched him play and watched a lot of film, actually, until you see him get out there and guard athletes and guard. You can't measure totally his ability to anticipate, his toughness, his length, and so they have worked extremely well together. And the yin and the yang, in terms of the ball handling and the ball screens on the offensive side, has been actually pretty fun to toy around with.
Was that kind of like the full Tre White package in terms? I mean, just with the rebounding defense and then the different ways that he scored.
Yeah, when and I go back to our early scrimmage with Butler, and he led us in scoring, and it was a little bit of all of that. It was cuts, it was some stuff off the bounce, it was making a three, I just hadn't done a very good job of coaching him and putting him in the right spots. To his credit, unbelievable teammate, and his defense hasn't wavered. And tonight it was, he stepped up and met the challenge. And it's you guys have heard me say this over the years. It's no coincidence, because he had two of the best practices he's had all year leading up to this.
I guess what maybe unlocked that for him this week, or for you to maybe figure out how to use him.
Well, he showed up on what day we played. He showed up on Saturday, was extremely active in just our film breakdown and we did a lot of individuals. And then Sunday was the best player on the court in practice. So it was his attitude in practice. He didn't hang his head about the Northwestern game, and he played well in the Northwestern game. So I knew I had to do some things different. I had to kind of unleash that, and then he followed that up on Monday with a good practice, and obviously was rewarded himself tonight with a great performance.
Brad, you sat in here yesterday and talked about offensive rebounding and used words like effort and energy, but is it more than that? Is there a basketball IQ component to that? Is there a connectivity component to that showed up tonight?
Yeah, but I don't know. There's a difference between playing hard and competing. And I didn't think we competed at all. I think we just gave in at Northwestern. And we didn't make shots, and we just didn't compete. And that disgusts me. It just infuriates me. And there's a difference. You can play hard and, okay, coach said block out, or coach said guard this guy. But now I got to go get the ball. And I got to get the ball every time, and I got to make sure my guy doesn't get it so my team can win. And we're trying to drive that home with these guys, and you got to compete, and you got to do it at a high level every play, because those are actually the plays that win. So all those things are part of it that you talked about. But if you don't compete, it's not ever going to be sustainable, and that's what we're trying to get these guys to do.
But you talked about Tre, putting him in the right spots, or the best spots. What did you determine, or what have you determined over the last month that those spots are to unlock his full arsenal?
Yeah, we kind of got away from some of the guard-on-guard screening action that he's really good in. We know he's a really good three-point shooter. We see that every single day. So, he hits the first one in a corner. As a spacer, he's a guy that's an offensive rebounder that's going to go get a couple that way. He's always been a high free throw guy in terms of being with us and getting fouled. So it's just kind of the full meal deal, so to speak, with him. He's just gonna find his way to score the ball.
Brad, after the Northwestern game, you guys shot your fewest free throw attempts. Kylan and Tre, I thought, did a really good job of attacking the basket. Just wanted to get your assessment.
I think we did in that game too. We didn't get them called. I mean, we lived in the paint. And I mean, we're head ramming as much as we can head ram, and next.
Brad, Ben obviously struggling a little bit shooting, but is it he's taking 56 threes and just 11 twos? Is that what you'd like to see from him, or you'd like to see him do more?
I'm really pissed off he's taking 11 twos. I am. You guys have got to. It's coming. It's coming when there's going to be 7, 8, 9 in a row. It's coming. This dude is an elite shooter, and we're asking him to be a part of our defense and do things that maybe have not been asked of him. But this dude can rip them off, and he creates space. Yeah, he's got some one dribble, two dribble pull ups, but man, we recruited that dude to shoot him, and I want him to keep shooting them. And I ran the first play of the game for him. I ran the first play of the second half for him, and that's how much I believe in him. And then I know how smart he is on the defensive side and what he does to help us.
Coach, what were some of those points of emphasis with Zach's scout and game plan defensively, particularly on John Tonji? Seems like you're able to bottle him up quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean, we really feared him in the paint. He is an unbelievable pivot guy, gets fouled. The job that Tommy and Ben do of kind of just plugging some of the early gaps, we spent a lot of time on that. We knew we were going to have to make some adjustments because Klesman's such a good three-point shooter. But I thought the job Kylan did making his touches hard helped. And then I thought the job that Tommy and Ben and Merez and Jake all took parts, even Tre a little bit, just being able to give some support.
Brad, I know you got a guy in Trent that relished those type of assignments defensively. What are you seeing from Kylan? Are there parallels between those?
Oh yeah, there's a mentality that's different. You don't have guys. We got Terrence that point last year, where it was give me that guy, and we're starting to see growth in Tre in that area, not shying away from the work that it takes to do that. So Kylan has been, irregardless of what has happened for him in making shots or whatever, defensively he's just been sensational.
Coach, you've now won 9 consecutive games over the Wisconsin Badgers. Do you ever kind of think about those kind of milestones and kind of see how far the program's come along in the last 4 to 5 years?
No. I know where we've been what we've done the last 5 years. I have so much respect for that coaching staff and what they do. I also have Derek Burson, who reminds me constantly of when the streak was the other way. You stay in this long enough, certain things happen. That's a really good basketball team we beat, and every team has a little bit of difference and a little bit of identity that's different. And we beat a good basketball team tonight, and we've got another good one coming in on Saturday.
Going off of that, you schedule these games to have opportunities like this. What does this opportunity mean for your team against the number 1 ranked team in the country at State Farm Center?
Well, I'll be really honest. When Rick and I set this up, I jumped at it. I couldn't wait because I've known Rick for a long time, knew him when he was at Texas and in the league, and had Durant and that whole crew, and I know how hard he gets his teams to play. I know how demanding he is as a coach. He's won so many games. He's won at every stop. So what better way to prepare my team? And we went on the road there last year. It was a hard-fought game. They won. And he's always going to have a team. He's got resources. He's got guys back. What better way than to help us? And it just so happens now that they're number 1. They were always going to probably be top 10. But that's tremendous respect I have for Rick and the job he's done, and I think it's a great opportunity for our basketball team to play against a great team who just happens to be number one, but they're also a team that can be in that national championship conversation.
Maybe it wasn't Tommy's most efficient night, but he still has 9 and 11. I mean, is the floor just that high for him?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm disappointed he didn't make the layup in the first half, and he would have had another double-double, and he makes the game look easy. It didn't call on him to make a lot of threes tonight. They did a good job in their late switches. But again, I think he's at the top of what teams have to try to scout for. And he said a little more than I would have liked tonight with a silly foul, but Tommy's a very good player. Thank you.